This message is going to be for you if you have ever been cheated on before. And this is directly related to honor, dignity, integrity, and devotion. And so if you are on the shitty end of the stick in a cheating situation, those four things go out the window. And it creates within you a level of inadequacy. So now, moving forward in life with trusting people, relationships, you feel because the person who cheated on you, they didn't honor the connection. They didn't have the integrity to protect you and your connection. They didn't have a level of devotion to you. So even if that's not at the forefront of your mind, it's running in the subconscious, which is now saying other people do not have the same level of values in relationships as you do. So then we're going to now take that ideology, that pain, and we're projecting it on to future connections, right? So this is where we rewrite the narrative that doesn't dismiss the pain, that doesn't invalidate your experience with the cheater, but it also separates that just because that person did not have the same level of honor and devotion in your connection towards you, it should not take away your own self-worth, because the person who is the cheater is the one that is projecting the inadequacy wound in the first place, right? So that person does not feel good enough, right? So in an unconscious, twisted way, that's how they project that forward, right? So they're trying to, one, make themselves feel better through that act, and then two, in their egoic standard, is actually putting you down because they unconsciously don't feel good enough for you. So then in turn, it takes away your worth of feeling good enough, right? So this is where we have to remove that distinction. And we have to remember that there are people that are devoted. There are people that have that level of honor. There are people that hold integrity. And we cannot project that pain onto every relationship, because then what is going to happen is then we're going to sit in this foundation, right, of upheaval, right? But then what we're unconsciously as well doing is sitting there waiting, right? We're kind of like in a waiting, in a limbo space for someone to show up with that devotion, show up with that honor. But we are unconsciously sitting in the narrative that we are not worthy of that honor, right? So if you have been cheated on before, you may see that cycle of going around in circles with people that reject you, abandon you, don't honor you, are not devoted to you, right? They have a changed mind, or you're in constant competition, or you're always looking over your shoulder, or all those types of things, right? Because our trust is broken now, but we've actually taken it on ourselves. Where again, this is not invalidating that experience for you, but we have to separate that, and we cannot hold that on ourselves, put that over our heads, because you are worthy of devotion. You are worthy of being chosen. You are worthy. You are enough just as you are. And if this is something that you are struggling with, my interactive worthiness activation workbook is that foundation, that bottom line, where we get to work on that wound of inadequacy, where we get to understand the difference between what somebody is projecting onto us, and then rebuild that foundation within ourselves of our own devotion to self, to worthiness, to know that we are worthy just as we are, to rewrite the narratives that were placed on us, especially through that one experience. If that's something of interest to you, link in bio.